Hi.
Hey, Mom.
Okay, continuing oxygen. So, you need it so you can breathe and make ATP. There you go. Moving on. Water. We're about 68% water. Our bodies are composed of that much water. It's important because all of our metabolic reactions are aqueous reactions, meaning that they occur in water. So water is the solvent of life. You learned that last semester, right? Yeah.
What's water?
I don't think I was even talking about that.
So, yeah. You lose water all the time. Every time you talk, you're losing water. And you know when it's really cold outside and you just breathe, you see that, like, you have none, right? It condenses in the air. So you lose water all the time. You lose water through your skin all the time. Every time you urinate, every time you defecate, you're losing water. So you constantly have to get water somehow in your diet. So drinking water is obviously healthy and you should do it. But if you don't like water, like I drink flavored water, or I don't like water unless I'm really working out. But you can get water if you drink or if you eat food. Like think about a piece of bread. Think about a piece of toast. Like when you put bread in the toaster oven, it dehydrates it and makes it kind of hard. So bread has actually water in it. Any sort of lettuce, tomato, fruit, watermelon, all this stuff has a lot of water in it. So you get water not only from the stuff that you drink, but also from the stuff that you eat.
What about ice?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Yeah.
We should pass the black cat around.
Maybe we will. All right. So, okay. Also, body temperature. We are endotherms. That means that we maintain our own body temperature around a relatively stable 37 degrees Celsius to maximize our chemical reactions. That is probably the optimum temperature for our, you've learned about that. Remember the enzymes, the curve, optimum temperature? Yep, okay. So if our body temperature goes too low, what happens to our reactions? They slow down and then they would stop, right? Are your enzymes denatured? No, but they're just going too slow and you still die. Yeah. Yeah, denaturing happens when the temperature goes too high. They're moving too fast and it starts to disrupt the bonds that hold together the proteins and the secondary and tertiary structures. So that's why it's bad to have too high of a temperature. And if you bring it too high and they denature, you can't go back. Think about a cracked egg and think about a fried egg. Like the egg, like turns from clear, the egg white to white. Like you can't take it back. It's done. Okay. So we use a lot of our energy to keep our own body temperature. It's energy costly, but think about cell respiration. Is it 100% efficient? No, it's actually really inefficient. A lot of the energy lost in the conversion of glucose to ATP is lost is what? It's lost is heat, right? Do you remember learning that? A lot of it is. That's energy moving from one level to the other in levels. That's okay. I was going to say cell respiration is only like 16% efficient. So 80-something percent is lost heat. That's okay.
We need to make that production better. And we can genetically engineer better cells so that we won't have.
Go to college and take physical chemistry and you learn about like the ideal engine or something. And talk about that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you make conscious body temperature so important, then how do you like reptile and cold blood creatures thrive without having your body to a constant environment?
Let me say this. So that's a good question. So ectotherms are organisms that don't maintain their body temperature. They depend, their body temperature fluctuates directly with the outside environment. Now they do have behavioral adaptations to help keep it sort of stable. So like on a cold day, you ever like go across like a pond or a lake and you see like turtles hang out on a rock or something in the middle of the lake, like the sun's beating down on them. They try to warm themselves up that way, or they go hide under a cave or something when it's really hot outside. So they have behavioral adaptations that try to minimize temperature differences, but their enzyme like curve is basically a lot different than ours. So, but their reactions slow down. Like the colder their body gets, their reactions will just slow down, but it won't kill them. They're able to maintain life. They're not big as us. They don't have such great demands in terms of metabolic demands, so they're okay. But if you think about their body size, ectotherms can never really get huge. I'm not sure about dinosaurs. I don't know, but they're not alive anymore, so we don't talk about them. But that's why. And their body reactions will speed up the hotter they get, and eventually they would die. But they have a wider sort of range of survivability. So that's a good question. The reason why we would die if they go too slow is because they would just go too slow to maintain delivery of nutrients and stuff around, and we would just die. So, yeah. Okay. Atmospheric pressure. Okay, so this is another one. We definitely need this to maintain a certain atmospheric pressure. So I'm going to go over here to my skeleton man and talk about how we breathe. Okay, so imagine this is your thoracic cavity in here. We'll talk about this today. Inside here are your lungs and your heart. Okay, your diaphragm is a muscle that sits right here. It goes ooh, and ooh, ooh, and ooh. That's what it does all the time. It's doing it right now on you. Okay.
Not anymore.
Anyway, so when it's relaxed, it's in this particular position. When it contracts, it goes down. Okay. Think about the volume of the thoracic cavity. When it relaxes, what happens to the volume? Volume inside of here, this versus this. Volume decreases here, volume increases here, yeah? Remember from physical science, you learned about the relationship with volume and pressure, okay? When volume decreases, what happens to pressure? It increases. When volume increases pressure, it's an inverse relationship. You remember learning about that? Okay, there's a certain atmospheric pressure out here. The pressure of like the atmosphere pushing on your body, okay? So when the pressure inside here, when your diaphragm relaxes and makes the volume in here tinier, okay, it increases the pressure in here so much so that the air is forced out. The pressure in here is greater than atmospheric pressure. It's pushed out naturally. But when it contracts, it increases the volume in here. It goes so low that it's lower than the atmospheric pressure, so the air is pulled in, sucked in. It just happens. It's called negative pressure breathing, and that's how we breathe. Okay, some organisms like frogs, they actually have to suck their air. And they also breathe through their skin, which is kind of cool. But we can't do that. But we rely on atmospheric pressure to help us breathe. We need that pressure difference. So when you go to really high altitudes, like Denver, has anyone ever been to Denver, Colorado? Yeah. The Air Force Academy is there? Yeah. So it's like called the Mile High City. Altitude is really high, so the air pressure is much lower up there. So it's hard to breathe. Some people can get altitude sickness there. If Stephen went there and tried to run, his times would probably be really slow because he's not used to that. And you don't get enough oxygen. You can't breathe as well. So there you go.
So did anyone go lower, like below sea level, because better?
I mean, oxygen percentages are basically.
We're only at like 400.
It really affects you at high altitude levels. Why do you
Like, this school is like 390. I was really bored the other day.
Probably the air pressure is lower, and the pressure of the air on the object is lower, so it's easier to like, you know, it moves the air faster. It's not as okay.
Wait, what is it?
Here's the chart. Over here we have pressure. Over here we have altitude. As altitude increases, what happens to pressure? Goes way down. Okay. So there you go. Ooh, now you can get your chart out. The good thing about this is you filled in most of this in. You might have to add some things as I talk. So these are all the systems. We, in this class, let's see, first unit is this, what we're doing now. Second unit is histology. Then we'll do integumentary. Then we'll do skeletal, then muscular. We'll do nervous. We'll do cardiovascular. Like goes pretty much in a lot of detail. Oh, and respiratory. We do digest them a little bit. We don't do this except for like today. And we don't do this. And I'll touch on this and this.
Yeah, those are.
So, anyways, just so you know. So let's start with our integumentary system. Your integument or your skin, it covers, it's your external body covering. It protects deeper tissues from injury. It synthesizes vitamin D. You need to know that. Might not have been on here. It's the site of cutaneous receptors, pain, pressure receptors, temperature receptors. Organs are your skin, your hair, your nails, your sweat glands, and oil glands. Yes, your fingernails are part of your integument. And your toenails. They protect your digits. That's your integument.
Yeah.
Okay. I had some really cool diagrams last year for people that did that. They're not diagrams, but like projects. Cool. Cool stuff.
The end.
Look, isn't that cool?
What is it?
That's the diagram of your integument. Isn't that cool?
Hair.
It looks like
This is really getting under my skin.
actually. There's a random banana on my
Cody's like your back.
Just like Matthew Harris.
Wait, you put the banana.
Yeah.
Why is this really? That was the best for everyone who wasn't.
Anyway, okay. What's next? On your sheet is skeleton. Skeletal system. All right, these are your bones. The associated ligaments. Ligaments are the connective tissue that connects bones to bones. Okay, cartilages and bone marrow. So functions of your skeletal system: protection. Okay, supports your body. If you took out your bones, imagine Harry Potter, you'd be like a blubbery mess. You store minerals, calcium and potassium, other stuff is stored in your bones. And your bones, particularly your long bones, are the site of something called hematopoiesis. You should know that.
You should.
It's the process of forming your blood cells. Those are the sites of the only stem cells left in your body. Do you know what stem cells are? What are they?
Oh, there are cells that can become any cell in the body.
Oh, yeah.
This is like my entire project. That's why
Oh, good for you, yeah.
I like it. So, when someone dies, do others cells alive for a little bit? Because I know it's like there's like a lot of sources of stem cells, like stem cells are like rare and very useful.
So you don't have any stem cells in you except for those in your bone, but the problem with the stem cells in your bone is they're only hematopoietic stem cells. They will only become white blood cells or red blood cells. They can't become anything else. Now, scientists today have actually been able to take your skin cells and put them in like chemicals that can basically undo the differentiation and make them stem cells again. That technology is there. So there's a lot of controversy in the medical field about fetal stem cells versus doing that backtracking of your own cells. So, fetal stem cells are really the only way you can get true, we call pluripotent stem cells. They can become any cell in your body. Like a fertilized egg, that cell can become anything. That's what we call a totipotent cell. Become anything at all. But early on during development, those cells sort of get a stamp. Like you're going to become part of the endodermal tissue. You're going to become part of the mesoderm, the middle part of your body. You're the ectoderm, the outer side. Like, it happens early on, and then their death can only become that stuff. So anyway, fetal stem cells, however, still have that ability.
Have they figured out a way to like imitate that stamp from those stem cells? Like, I mean, I'm not even sure if it's gotten to the point because of all the controversy around it, but
Well, you know, like I said, scientists can take regular cells from your body and sort of undifferentiate them. The process is kind of long and tedious, and it hasn't been perfected yet, but it's there. So the thing with like fetal stem cells is you don't have to do all the other stuff to it first. They're just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I can see both sides of the story. So fetal stem cells aren't bad. Like, you can take fetal stem cells after a baby born from the umbilical cord. It doesn't hurt the baby at all. The baby's still there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So. Hi. Hi. Dr. White. Oh, you can just go hang outside if you want. There's people. How are you? Good. And then the whole embryonic stem cell thing, that's with, you know, like a embryo that hasn't been developed yet. Like, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
We're not even going there in the talk, so there's only way to talk about it. Okay. Anyway, my point was the bone cells, hematopoietic stem cells, they can become other bone cells, like white blood cells, red blood cells, or platelets. It happens all throughout your life. Your red blood cells only live for like 120 days because when they're mature, do you see how they look funny? They're what we call biconcave discs. They lost their nucleus. They lost basically all their organelles. The only way they can make ATP is through glycolysis. They maximize their storage of hemoglobin, and then they die after 120 days. But you're constantly making new ones. So
Especially when it's based on.
what?
It's really sad. I feel bad because like that one's based on it.
Oh, well. You'll make one.
Turns out, in 120 days, you gotta burn.
What's next on your sheet? Alright. Muscular system allows you to move, your locomotion, allows you to manipulate your environment, allows you to make facial expressions. You don't think about it, but you have a lot of muscles in your face that allow you to make facial expressions that allows us to communicate with each other without even saying anything at all. Okay? Don't worry about writing aponeuroses. I don't need you to know 10 minute sheets, okay? Anyways, the muscular system only includes skeletal muscles. Okay, we're not talking about smooth muscles, we're not talking about cardiac muscle, only skeletal muscles. And their tendons. Tendons connect skeletal muscles to bones. So movement, it also helps protect and support other tissues and organs. Think about your abdomen down here. Okay, there's no bones protecting your stomach and your intestines or anything like that. No bones up here. So you're pretty susceptible to injury in here. But you do have a few layers of abdominal muscles which are relatively strong that help protect you. Okay, so that is there. And the leftover, your muscles basically are the number 2 consumer of oxygen in your body. What's the number 1 consumer of oxygen? Brain. Your lungs take a minute, but the consumer, what actually uses the oxygen, your nervous system. Nervous system first, right behind it is your muscular system, okay? They produce a lot of ATP, so they need a lot of oxygen. Anyway, a lot of that cell respiration byproduct is heat. Your muscular system uses that heat to keep your body temperature constant. What's next on your sheet? Here it is. Okay. Cardiovascular system, your heart and the associated blood vessels and your blood. The function is to distribute nutrients, oxygen, glucose, hormones throughout the body, and also to pick up waste products and take them to where they need to be excreted. Carbon dioxide, nitrogenous waste. It also helps to regulate body temperature. So I'm going to kind of go somewhere else and talk about this right now. Okay. No, not here.
What do you want?
Chris, okay.
Alright, so you have capillary beds all throughout your body. Oh, I did this in the other patch. You know what a capillary bed is. Okay, let's just backtrack. Okay, hold on.
That's cool. You definitely would have an idea.
Did you just say scrotum? Oh.
He said scrub and I said scrub.
Can you give us back one?
Model to the first.
Thank you.
Alright, let's look at this real fast. Ooh, not very big. Does anybody know what that is in the middle?
A sponge?
Looks like a sponge. Okay, your lungs.
Oh.
Your lungs at the part where actually does the diffusion of gases is the one cell thick, they look like grape clusters. It's called alveoli.
Oh, come on.
Okay? But surrounding the alveoli is a capillary bed. So that's what this stuff is. This red and blue signifies capillary beds, and they're going to surround all the alveoli. Okay? But a capillary bed is the site of direct diffusion of nutrients out of the blood and waste products into the blood. Okay? The rest of your blood vessels, the aorta, the vena cava, all the other big vessels, they're just like riding on a highway. You don't really do much running on. You're not going to open the door and like hop out of the car when on a highway unless you don't die. Okay? So when you're on the highway, you're just getting on it to get somewhere fast. Okay? But when you actually want to get off and go to McDonald's, hopefully you don't have to go there. You get off on an exit and you like park the car, then you get out. Okay? So the analogy is like you get out of one of those larger vessels, you get into a capillary bed, and then you can hop out of the blood. Does that make sense? So capillary beds are actually site of diffusion. So that's what capillary beds are. So when I say capillary beds, that's what I'm talking about. The other vessels are really large and they're really just for fast transport. Anyways, we have capillary beds all throughout your body. When we go to Body World, let's see. You're going to see, like, look at this. This is showing, what does that look like?
All your capillaries.
An arm and then a hand. You see that? Yeah. But this is just the capillaries that feed that part. You have to get oxygen to every single cell of your body. Okay? So a capillary bed basically has to touch every single cell of your body. They're extremely, they're all over the place. Yeah.
How do they do that?
That's a good question. You can learn about it when we go to Body World. I don't want to talk about it right now. It's complicated. It's the way they preserve the organs in the body, and then they have to take all the other tissues out. It's complicated. But it's cool. Like, look, this is a capillary of the head. Like, this is just the vessels and the capillaries in the head. That's crazy. This is look at that.
Why is that put it all together?
Isn't that crazy? What?
And all the parts, why are they not put together?
Well, they just want to highlight, like, I'm showing you this for a reason to show you how, what's the word? The word's not coming to my head. I need thesaurus. Like, how pervasive capillary beds are throughout the body. They're everywhere. Prevalent, yeah, something like that. Anyways, okay. My point in saying all that is you have capillary beds in your fingers and in your toes and your extremities, okay? When your body is really cold, okay, you need to conserve body heat. You want to keep your core body temperature, I mean core like in here, you want to keep it relatively high to keep your core functioning organs like this again. So one of the things your cardiovascular system can do is undergo a process called vasoconstriction. It's what the word is on the left, okay? So the capillary beds in your extremities, like if you're in a life or death situation, do you really need your hands?
No.
Do you really need your toes? No. So what they're going to do is they're going to cut off blood supply to fingers and toes. One, because they're not necessary, but two, think about, like, a blood vessel in the middle of your body is kind of far away from the outside. but a blood vessel or a capillary that's like right here, think about how close a vessel is in the middle of your finger to the outside. It's pretty relatively close versus in the middle of here, right? So it's more likely to either lose heat or retain heat. Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah.
The surface area of the outside is exposed to is much greater in your extremities than versus in your core. So the blood traveling to your fingers when it's really, really cold is going to lose heat much faster. So when it comes back into your body, it's going to be cooler. And you don't want that when you're already cold. So they're going to constrict those capillary beds, prevent the blood supply from going too much to your fingers and toes, which is why if you're outside in the cold for too long, eventually you get frostbite because they're preventing circulation from going there and the tissue can die. Vasodilation happens just the opposite. When your body temperature goes way up, you can start sweating, to go into evaporative cooling, but also they'll dilate those capillary beds to increase blood flow to the extremities, allow them to emit more heat to try to help cool you down.
And you start sweating.
Yeah. A lot. Whew. Okay. So, there we go. What's next? Respiratory. All right, respiratory system a lot of times goes hand in hand with the cardiovascular because it helps you to take in oxygen and also get rid of the CO2. Organs, your nasal cavities, your sinuses, which are all in your head. Your larynx is called your voice box, okay? Trachea is your windpipe. The large bronchi are the tubes coming off of the windpipe. The lungs, and then the alveoli, what I just talked about, the little tiny grape clusters. Yeah. Oh, okay, functions to take in the air, to deliver it to the blood, get that O2 to the blood and CO2 out of the body, and allows you to talk. Because as the wind passes over your larynx, it causes it to vibrate. The vibrations turn into sound. Using your tongue, you can talk. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Fledger, sorry. Fledger's at home sick with my little son, and he just texted me. Sorry.
Wait, so he's sick now too?
No, he's home sick. He's home with.
He's home with your sick son.
Yeah.
He's sick with my whole son.
What'd you say?
He's sick with my whole son.
Oh God. Okay, this was his. Miss Blythewood is canceled. He was supposed to MC Miss Blythewood tomorrow night. He didn't want to. We found the Spider-Man TV show, and U-verse is out now. It's back on, thank God. He's about to kill himself. My son is on all this medicine. He's like a hyperactive tornado. He's like. Yeah, so you have a lot to look forward to. Hold on. Yeah, the other day I was at the gym and I was talking to the trainer and how kids made us way less cooler than we used to be. I really like music and I used to go see a lot of shows and I don't see shows at all anymore.
If you want him to like calm down, just go tell him to run in the ring. Go run himself.
Probably not good to go run when he has a respiratory problem breathing thing going on right now.
Walk in the ring.
You have to do that thing every 3 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
So.
Very enthusiastic.
and my
Okay. Good. What's next? We're on the back. All right, immune lymphatic system. This is where we are. Okay, see these. This is both the one and the same. Okay, immune and lymphatic or lymphoid, same, one and the same. Okay. Oh, we get to talk about something else first here. Okay. So one function I'll talk about is defending against infections and disease. So your cells are little tiny packages of deliciousness, proteins and carbohydrates and fats in there that everything wants to eat. Lipids, I guess I should say. Okay, so you're delicious and things want to eat you. So you don't want that to happen. So you have a whole entire immune system to help protect yourself against infection, viruses, parasites, bacteria. Okay. I'll get back to the second bullet in a minute. The different organs include your spleen, which is this little guy right here, Your thymus gland sits right on top of your heart. That's what that guy is right here. The lymphatic vessels on here, all the green vessels, they kind of parallel your circulatory system, sort of ish. Lymph nodes are the concentration, the little dots that are concentrated in your arms, kind of down here in your inguinal region a little bit. And then right here, like in your neck. That's when you go to the doctor and you're sick, they kind of feel on you up in here. You know, they might even feel on your arms. It's because they're feeling your lymph nodes. Your lymph nodes are sites of white blood, where white blood cells can go and like basically hang out and have a party when you're sick, fatigue, it's complicated. We'll talk about it later. But they basically talk to each other, send each other chemical signals to tell them, like, we need to go look for this guy, and then they can go out and fight for him. Anyway, complicated. And then your tonsils are all part of it. Your lymphatic vessels contain lymph fluid. It's called lymph. And it's the site for the white blood cells to travel through and get all places of your body. But also, another function of your lymphatic system is to pick up extra fluid lost by your cardiovascular system and take it back. So I'm going to go back and talk about capillary beds for just a second. Are you learning a lot in here already?
Yeah, so much.
Okay, good. Oh, okay. I feel like I'm talking a whole lot.
Well, it's more than.
All right. What's cool? Have I said the word sphincter to y'all yet? Yeah. One of my most favorite words to say is sphincter. I think it sounds really cool. How is that it?
You gotta
Isn't that like the muscle like give your anal sphincter?
Yes. You have a lot of sphincters. Sphincters are circular muscles. When they contract, they close. And when they relax, they open. They do this. You have an anal sphincter. When you're a little baby, you don't know how to control it, so you just kind of poop everywhere. You're old enough now, you can contract and you won't just poop everywhere. Okay, it's good. Except when you have massive diarrhea. You have a sphincter at the top of your stomach. When you are sick and you throw up, your stomach can violently contract, the sphincter opens and you go the other way. Okay? There's a sphincter down here regulating the passage of what's called acid chyme into your small intestines. But yeah, you have an anal sphincter down here. There's a sphincter or two on your urethra to prevent you from peeing everywhere when you're, but you have sphincters all over the place. There are sphincters on your capillary bed. The ones that can close and not. There are certain capillary beds that never, ever, ever close. Where do you think those would be?
Around your heart.
Around your heart and
Your brain.
around your brain, and there's one more place. The place that cleans your blood.
Oh, your liver.
Close enough. Huh?
Why would they be in person?
Wait, what?
Are there like muscles that close?
Yes, because
They close and
they close the capillary beds to not allow blood to flow in those areas.
So why would there
there aren't any there because the blood
You have
always-
capillary beds providing unique capillary beds because they're providing oxygen and nutrients to those tissues. So what I'm saying, what do you mean, why are they there in the first place?
Well, you
Like,
said
probably
there were
on the
like
heart, not
sphincters or whatever called around.
The sphincters don't even know I'm there.
The sphincters
Okay,
are
they're just not there.
Okay.
There's certain places where sphincters don't exist on
Okay,
capillary
I
beds.
thought you were saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. There you go. They're not there.
They're not there.
There's certain places where sphincters aren't located. The brain, the heart, the kidney. The other places around your digestive tract, the sphincters can close and open, regulating the flow of blood to your digestive system. Yeah, sure. Have you ever heard you eat a big meal and you want to go outside and play and your mom's like, wait, you gotta wait like 30 minutes. Why is that? What would happen? Get a cramp or you could throw up, right? Okay, why is that? When you start being really active, you release a lot of adrenaline. Adrenaline does a lot of things in your body, but one of the things it does is it maximizes blood flow to your skeletal muscles, and it takes away blood from your non-vital organs, including your digestive system. So the capillary beds in your intestines will close. And if you don't have blood supply going around your digestive tract, you've just eaten a large meal, it's going to sit there and not be digested, and then you're going to throw it up. So that's why they say that. Anyway, point in saying all this is when blood does flow into a capillary bed, the force of blood pressure forces all, like a lot of the liquid, water, the solutes, things that are really small, not your cells, like your red blood cells and stuff staying here, but forces it out. A lot of the water is reabsorbed on this side of the capillary bed and then goes back up to the heart, okay? But some of the water is not reabsorbed. And it's complicated, why not? We'll talk about it later. But what happens to that fluid? If it's not reabsorbed, it just hangs out in your tissues. Well, if it kept hanging out in your tissues and just stayed there, what would happen to them?
It'd be bad.
This would happen.
Oh, damn. Oh, no.
This. Normal leg where tissue is lots of fluid that's not being picked up and returned.
Oh, no.
Gross. It's called edema, okay? Your lymphatic system helps to pick up that extra fluid and put it back, dumps it right back into your vena cava next to your heart, so your body maintains like its normal look, okay? Edema does happen. Yes.
So my granddad has cancer.
Yeah.
So how much treatment, I guess, this is happening? You know, like why?
No, not exactly. I mean, I don't know. Is the medication he's taking? Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know why that in particular would happen. I know a few examples of why, but I don't know. It must be affecting, either he's making a lot of extra fluid, you know, and it's being retained in the tissues, and that the lymphatic system just can't pick it up fast enough, or there's something going on with the lymphatic system just not working properly. Yeah.
So I just have like a random question that I have no idea what causes. What the heck causes you like body part?
Usually, lack of blood flow sometimes,
Yeah, like when you sleep.
and the tingling and all that's when the blood's like coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wake up and it's
Yeah.
my legs,
Yeah.
my arms, it hurts.
There's just like, this one
All right. Edema happens sometimes in people that are sick. Pregnant women have edema happen, especially towards the end of their pregnancy. You just learned that when women are pregnant, you probably learned this, their blood volume increases by like over half. So instead of having 100% blood, they have like 150% blood. And because of that, they have a lot of extra fluid. And especially towards in their pregnancy, and if they're standing up for long periods of time, think how your legs are like really far away from your heart. Plus, you have to pump the fluid up, which is hard to do against gravity, right? So the tissue, like the fluid can just stay down there, and they can have swell-ups, they call ankles, all that stuff. So there's really nothing pregnant women can do about it except for not stand up for a long time and also keep their feet elevated. Sometimes people are just, because of various illnesses will happen, and really the only thing they can do about it, I mean, I have a really gross book I'll have to let you look at later. It's showing examples of edema. It was a parasitology class that I took in college, but this particular individual was affected with a parasite, some sort of worm type thing in their lymphatic system. And they gave a medication to kill the infection, and that caused the edema to go away. In other cases, really the only thing they can do is try to treat whatever's causing it, but also they wrap their legs with sports wrap. You know what I mean? To increase the pressure to try to kind of squeeze it up and back. That's really the only thing they can do. Sometimes when people are in the hospital and you're laying supine, we'll talk about that in a little bit, for long periods of time, they'll put compression things on your legs. Have you ever seen those?
Like compression sleeves?
Yeah, but they hook them up to like a motor, and it every now and then goes, squeeze your leg, and then go. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, like the things that they put on your blood pressure.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but they put it over your leg. I remember when both times I had twins at C-sections, and they put those on my legs while I was in the hospital to prevent that from happening. Anyway, and also prevent blood clots. So, anyway, okay. Lymphatic system. Yeah.
Because I mean, I know there's the travel socks that have the.
Yeah, and that helps prevent blood clots. People that travel a lot are on airplanes and sit still for long periods of time. But yes.
And then there's runners who use them for different purposes.
Increasing blood flow. All right. What's next? Ooh, I hold my digestive system over here. Your digestive system is pretty complicated. I lost my and they're on my buddy. You love Spider-Man. Okay. Anyways, here it is. Okay. Your digestive system consists of your mouth, your oral cavity, your tongue, your esophagus. Here it is. Falls off. Okay. Stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas is right here. Large intestine. Here's my transverse colon. Small intestine. Here's your appendix. You don't have any more of this. And your rectum. Anyway, sorry. We say that the liver, the gallbladder, and the pancreas are called accessory organs because they don't particularly participate in the digestive system, but they produce things like bile. The liver produces bile, which is stored in the gallbladder. It helps to emulsify fat. Do you know what emulsify means? Okay, I'm doing something I shouldn't do. Probably doesn't do it.
Kind of like liquid. Make it liquid.
Yeah.
Emulsify. No.
It means you're correct.
This is mineral oil and colored water. Okay. When you shake water and oil, eventually what happens? Oil will separate. This was red water and mineral oil, and I'll put soap in it. Mix it up and it doesn't ever really separate, okay? Are you okay? Okay, so soap is an emulsifier. Soap, the reason why you use it to do your dishes, are you paying attention to that or you're not?
Yeah, no problem.
Close your phone book. It emulsifies fat. Soap is antipathic. Did you learn that word last semester?
No.
What?
Just all we're doing is roasting people.
You didn't learn it?
They use multiple paths.
And phospholipid is antipathic. Do you remember learning about phospholipid?
Yes, phospholipid bilayer.
Antipathic means it's both hydrophobic
And
and hydrophilic at the same time.
Oh,
there's
a word for
He
it.
told us that, but he didn't tell us the word for it.
Well, it's both polar and non-polar at the same time, as a polar region and a non-polar region, okay? Soap is antipathic as well. And the reason why you use soap when you do dishes is to try to bind onto the fatty particles and be able to sort of dissolve them in water that'll wash it away, okay? Bile is a product of the gallbladder. It is antipathic. And part of what bile does and what soap does, it emulsifies fat. And what that means is, if you just leave fat alone, it coagulates and makes like one large bubble. When you shake this up, they'll make little bubbles, and they'll make bigger bubbles, and when the bubbles come together, they make one big bubble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What soap does and what bile does is get in the way and prevents them from making those big bubbles. It emulsifies them and keeps them really small droplets. The point of all that is so it makes your enzymes and your small intestines digest it faster, so it gets rid of it. If people take their gallbladders out, they make bile, but they can't store it, and they don't, basically they don't make it, they don't use it anymore, and they can get sick really easily because if they eat a lot of fatty foods, they won't digest it very quickly, and it'll make them feel really gross. So, that's why people that don't have a liver can't eat a lot of fatty foods. Anyways, okay.
Wait, you can live without a liver?
No, but you can live without a gallbladder.
Oh, okay.
You can live without a
You can live without part of your liver, but not your entire liver.
Because you said liver. She said liver.
Your liver is cool. You learned about the cell cycle last semester. Some of your cells are always going through the cell cycle, like your cells of your skin. You have cellular tissues. Some of your cells are never going to do the cell cycle ever again. Cells of your muscles, and cells of your nervous tissue, okay? Some of your cells, like your liver, are kind of stuck in G naught, but they can come back out and get the cell cycle if they need it. So if you have damage to your liver, the living cells can regenerate, basically, okay? So that's why you can donate livers, and then it will grow bigger, and it's okay. Anyway, so you can't live without a liver, but you can live without a gallbladder.
Okay. Yeah. 'Cause I'm almost under control.
Yeah. Your large intestine helps you reabsorb water. So that's why one of the functions is conservation of water. If you go to like Mexico or some sort of country where the water is not exactly clean, you can get this guy.
E. coli?
Diarrhea.
Oh.
Massive diarrhea. Okay? Affects your large intestine, prevents it from reabsorbing water. When it doesn't reabsorb water, it all comes out as diarrhea. That's right. Oh, yes, it is. It sure is. So when you go to countries like that, they tell you not to drink the water. Like that, yeah. There's a little hook. It just doesn't stand out very well. People that grow up in those countries, however, they can drink the water, and you might wonder why. And it's because they grew up there and their bodies are used to it, and they have their immune systems basically developed a resistance basically to it, so they're okay. They get this all the time, but it doesn't affect them anymore. But it's not the same. It happens a lot in India as well, and other countries. So anyway, I have a Sarah. Have I told you about Sarah? I've told you about Sarah. Sarah was my student. He's the godmother of my little one.
You should have heard your way.
Yeah. She went to Guatemala for a medical mission trip every year in between her college years, and in between her sophomore and junior year, she lived with like a host family, and the host family cooked all her food, but never like did anything with the water. And Sarah ate the food and drank the water and got really, really sick. And it was because of this. Anyways, and it took her a long, long time to get better. But anyway.
Is that the story behind that one?
Oh no, I had Jared long before I knew Sarah actually.
Oh.
But I was talking about it.
That would have been a cool story.
It would have been, yeah. I should know Sarah we're talking about her. She's probably sitting in the back.
Next story.
We should just have a day where he goes through and tell us all the
She's probably
stories
not in class right now.
All
behind.
about that school life.
Yeah, stuff in your butt.
I mean, we should just like have a thing where you go and you talk about all your questions. Okay, so what's the story behind Mono passing him around today?
I just thought about talking about it.
What's the story behind Mono passing him around today?
Which one first was I had? The first one I don't have stories. I do have a story about Mono. Pastor has Mono. Mono's right here.
Oh, that's Mono? Wait, that one's Mono?
Yeah.
Wait,
Alright, moving on. It does
you
have.
have two Monos? You have two Monos?
Urinary is also known as excretory. Let's talk about it. Your kidneys.
She had Mono twice.
Your ureters, or these guys, your urinary bladder and your urethra, are all part of your excretory system. Function to clean your blood, remove nitrogenous waste, other waste products, helps you conserve water, helps you retain your electrolyte balance in your blood basically, and you can store your urine in your bladder. Your bladder is cool, it's made up of this tissue. It's like a rubber band, it can stretch and then it can recoil. It's called transitional epithelial tissue. It's really awesome. A long time ago, I had a student named Brittany. Like, your bladder stores your nitrogenous waste. And nitrogenous waste is super toxic to your body. Like, you want to get rid of it. So anyways, her mom's a physician, and her mom would always tell her, like, go to the bathroom before we go on long trips. Because if we get in a car accident, you could be in trouble. And she was like, she took my class, and she, like, this light went off in her head. She's like, my mom's been right my whole life. I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, my mom's always told me to go pee before we go on long trips because if you get in a car accident, I could die if my bladder burst. And she was like, but now I know I could because of nitrogenous. I mean, she was like, anyway, it was funny. You don't want those nitrogenous waste leaking out on your body because you could die.
Wait,
It's really
so
toxic.
urinary bladder. Why is it called your urinary bladder? True.
Yeah. And the urea is the actual chemical that has the nitrogenous waste in it. That's where the name urine comes from.
And there's like some little
Oh, yeah, like-
traffic, like it's parasites that uses urea to divide.
Yes, actually, that's true. And they think that mosquitoes can track you based on that too. It's part of your sweat, there's urea.
Yeah, 'cause there was like, I was watching this one thing where this guy like had mosquitoes where he was like peeing in water and it.
Yeah.
So why like some TV shows are calling it
Yeah, really, I mean, that's like super, really, have to.
Well, Andrew, if you listen to him, he says never do it more than once because then it's too concentrated. And it's bad for you.
Yeah, you don't want, I mean,
God, you gotta listen to things. You can only drink it once.
I'm pretty sure one of the shows, like,
No.
didn't he put something in front of here?
Right.
He used it as like, which show right now, he takes like a famous person.
Oh.
Running Wild with Bear Grylls, yeah.
Bear Grylls.
We watched all those, I love Bear Grylls.
Yeah, see, there was another time where you took elephant dung and ate or drank the juice out of that.
Anyways, all right, we gotta move on. Endocrine system. I'll come back to the nervous system. Endocrine system is weird because if you look at the organs, they're not all connected. Like all the other systems we've been talking about, it looks like all the organs are connected to each other. This one, they're not. So we have pituitary gland, hypothalamus is in like the middle of your brain. Imagine like right in the middle in there. Okay. Your thyroid gland, like I told you before here, your thymus gland has endocrine function. It's on top of your heart. Your pancreas has digestive, but also endocrine function. It makes insulin and glucagon that help regulate blood sugar levels. Your kidneys, on top of them, are the adrenal glands. They produce steroids, corticosteroids, mineral corticoids. Then we have our reproductive organs, ovaries or testes that make estrogen, testosterone. So, yeah. Yeah.
What's in the middle there?
You didn't know that? You didn't.
Yeah. So,
It was stupid.
your endocrine
Yeah, I
system
always thought it was
does a number of things. It helps your body, all the organ systems communicate with each other, okay? It also helps to regulate metabolism, like your thyroid gland. It helps to, in development, growth and development, so like your estrogen, testosterone, that's distracting.
Sorry.
Stop, okay. There you go. Usually, the endocrine system produces what we call hormones. Usually produces very small quantities of them. You don't need a large quantity to have a very large effect. Adrenaline, epinephrine, you've heard of these. These are endocrine hormones. We'll talk more about that later. No. EpiPen?
Yeah, I thought it was epinephrine. I was like,
Same. It's the same thing. It's just different. We call it. It's like tomatoes, tomatoes.
okay.
What is the only one? Nervous. We just skipped over nervous. The nervous system. The brain and the spinal cord are part of what we call the central nervous system, and all the peripheral nerves are the peripheral nervous system. Fast acting communication system of the body. All right. You respond to internal as well as external stimuli. Your nervous system helps to maintain homeostasis, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Well, maybe not today. Oh gosh, I don't know. I'll get you today, one. When's the bell ring? 38? Do you want to go today? I'll just stop right now. Okay, pause, stop. You have homework this weekend. It's on my site already. We'll get back to this Monday. We're going to let her go.
It's daily.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Back to 10.
Oh, I never know that it's flying up here. There you go.
That was that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mono